But Jimmy Rave, you talk about spinning that around. I don't know what he calls it, but it's absolutely fantastic how he just takes it and ends up putting the face and getting to that arm bar and putting the face of Eric Young into the mat.
Really the key, the submission move, the arm bar. And fortunately for EY, Eric Young able to make it to the ropes and get the break. Eric comes back with the jawbreaker, but then from outside the champion, the Sheik hooks him and just drove him right down to the mat and comes right back in on Eric Young. Gonna work together, well, at least momentarily here with Rave.
Well, you take an advantage of it any chance you get. I mean, it's all about winning the title. Wow, nice shot there by Jimmy Rave, putting Bashir on the back of his head. And wow, well, look at that clothesline, turning him inside out. And then you see the strength of EY, and he goes for the pin, too. No, not enough.
Power move with the slam, broken up also at the same time that Bashir kicked out by Jimmy Rave. Now Rave and Young square off, and Rave just crashed and burned on the floor. Here comes Bashir right into the boot of Eric Young.
A situation, though, where the champion, as you see the scoop and the slam by Eric Young, where the champion can get beat without even being in the pin or being the one pin. I mean, it's a situation where Bashir has got to really, to hold on to that belt, has got to have eyes in the back of his head and got to be aware of what's going at all time. And he's taking over right now, and he's got the momentum.
Well, that is the key. First pinner submission as we see him get right in the face of Shane Sewell, demanding that he count three. The WMD, the weapon of mass destruction, gets him the win.
Here is your winner and still TNA X Division Champion, Sheik Abdul Bashir.
Well, you can see him just looking at Shane Sewell, and he's telling him to raise his arm. You got to give Sewell credit. It was a good count, and you can see, look at that. Tell him to grab that hand and to raise it.
He's demanding it. And you notice how reticent Shane Sewell is to actually promote the fact here that he's got the win, but bottom line, he doesn't. But at the same time, you can just tell. Shane Sewell, he is boiling.
Well, he's a professional. Oh, you can see there, as you can see Bashir making him flinch. Feels like he's got the victory on that, but he is a professional. He did his job.
That's the case this week because the Sheik gets the last word on Impact.
I'm here with the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, the Black Machismo, Jay Lethal, and the instant classic, Christian Cage. Gentlemen, the three of you set to do battle tonight against Team 3D and Booker T inside the six-sided ring. And Christian Cage, I got to ask you, are you ready for this six-man tag team matchup?
It's like this. It's like this. Let's give Machismo the spotlight. Ask him the question.
All right, Jay Lethal, what do you think about this six-man tag tonight?
Oh, me? Well, thank you guys. Not only thank you for that, Christian, but I want to thank you and AJ also for giving me a chance to run with the big dogs tonight. You know, hey, I promise I'm not going to let you guys down tonight. And JB, speaking of letdown, you know, last week I lost to Booker T. No excuses. But when I got home, I watched that tape over and over again, and I realized that by the end of that match, I wasn't the only one sweating. I wasn't the only one walking back up that ramp with a hobble in my step, because I took Booker T to his limits. And you know, Booker T, I learned from my mistakes. And tonight I'm going to prove that when this kid takes out a legend. Oh, yeah!
Hey, man. Hey, we're cool, right?
AJ, I'm the champ. I'm always cool.
I'll take it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following six-man tag team contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing team number one. First, from New York City, Brother Ray and Brother Devon. They are Team 3D.
Still no answers as to why Mick Foley is here live in the Impact Zone. Also, what issues will Mick Foley be discussing and who will he address? We're all just going to have to stick around and hear from the hardcore legend himself.
And their tag team partner accompanied to the ring by Charmel from Houston, Texas, Booker T.
JB, no luck with answers from Mick Foley, and as far as we're concerned, no answers as well when it comes to that mysterious briefcase of Booker T's, and you can see it's currently in the possession of his lovely wife, Charmel.
I mean, there's just so many things you want the answer to. You knew, though, that Mick Foley wasn't going to tip his hand early. I mean, that's just not going to be his way. The briefcase, again, very intriguing. In the way that Booker T won't let anybody to touch it, it doesn't even hint about what's inside it. It's just that it's there, and it's none of your business. So it makes us want to know that much more. And of course, Mike, we still want to see Kurt Angle and Jeff Jarrett after that whole situation that happened earlier tonight. Wow, TNA on fire.
Ooh, yeah! And their opponents, first from Elizabeth, New Jersey, Black Machismo, Jay Lethal!
Black Machismo talked about it earlier. I've got to agree with him. The recent matchup here on Impact where he took Booker T right to the limit. You know what he said? Tonight's the night when the kid takes out a legend.
His tag team partner from Gainesville, Georgia, he is the phenomenal AJ Styles!
So much intrigue in this six-man tag team matchup on Impact, and maybe to me the biggest story is going to, well, let's just say, will there be any problems? Will there be any friction after what's gone down recently between the phenomenal AJ Styles and the man that we all know as the instant classic, Christian Cage? I want you to address that in a second.
And their tag team partner from Tampa, Florida, by way of Toronto, Ontario, Canada, the instant classic, Christian Cage!
Well, you heard Christian. Said he's cool. He's cool with it. He's the champ. I'll tell you something. AJ Styles needs to focus on the task at hand, the ring. I know that he values Christian Cage's opinion and he wants to be right with Christian Cage, especially with the way the situation here seems to be going down in TNA with people like Booker T and Kurt Angle and Sting kind of drawing lines in the sand and basically putting themselves on one side of the fence and stars like Joe and AJ on another, and Christian's somebody that's been non-committal. He's his own man, does his own thing. And you know what? I think AJ can look up to that. But it shouldn't concern him whether or not him and Christian are cool. Just take care of business and Christian will have your back.
Of course, one of the things, Don, when it comes to coexisting here in TNA is the fact that the battle lines have been drawn. The situation that Sting has been addressing for months in regards to the respect factor in total nonstop action wrestling, especially as it pertains to some of the young lions here. And I think it's pretty safe to say that Christian Cage has been very non-committal to this point about what side of the fence he's on.
We saw Jay Lethal last week walk up to Samoa Joe after an interview and let Samoa Joe know, hey, we're proud of you. We've got your back. And I think that was something that Joe needed to hear, that, hey, you know what, just because you're young, and Jeff Jarrett's even addressed that. When he even founded TNA, he wanted a place where young wrestlers could come and develop and become big stars. You've got to start somewhere. Jay Lethal's one of those. One day he'll have the stature of a Booker T. He'll have the stature of a Kurt Angle. I mean, the guy's got so much unbelievable ability. And you know what? There's no reason why they can't be a little cocky now at this point in their career. I mean, my goodness, Jay Lethal's beating Kurt Angle, for goodness sake.
Black Machismo wants to prove it once again to Booker T. As he said, let's watch the kid take out a legend. Nice move by Lethal to sidestep the attack of Booker and then enter right back with some shots, but then he gets cut off with that cheap move and then the chop.
Oh, it's just something simple like that. That's what Booker T can do, and he knows how to do it. Pinpoint control, fingers right into the eyes, and it turns things around. But look at Jay Lethal, not going to be stopped, able to hit that drop kick right in the face and then go for a quick pin attempt.
Great series of moves right there, punctuated with that cartwheel into the drop kick. But you see that Booker stops the offense, cuts him off, first with the punch to the gut, then the back elbow. He's got the arm here seized while Big Brother Ray comes in and just drives that knife edge chop to the chest, and then a big overhand right to the top of the head.
I'll tell you what, this is a pretty ferocious team when you look at Team 3D and Booker T. I mean, there's not many people that Brother Ray and Brother Devon respect. Booker T's one of them. I mean, think about it. They've traveled the road together a long time, done a lot of things together in the past, and they're not going to be ashamed to work together with a Booker T. And look at Brother Ray just pummeling Jay Lethal, pummeling Black Machismo, not giving him a chance to get a tag.